Hello guys, this is Jacob KE8RAS, and in front of us we have the Radiodity HF-010 and the 009, and today I'm going to be running probably the 009 here as a parasitic element and run the 10 here as our active element. So let's get started. Alright, I just deployed the HF-010. As you can see, I have my counterpoise on it down here and the coax, and on top of that I have the whip extended. My goal for the day is probably somewhere 20 meter band, 14 megahertz. Once we get this thing tuned, then I'll get the 009 out here, and hopefully we'll be in phase. Alright, as you can see, I have my antenna here somewhat tuned. It's not perfect. In all honesty, it was kind of fighting me there. Though I figure this is good enough, let's go ahead and get that 009 deployed and get it tuned. Alright, here's the HF-10 on the left here and the 009 deployed. As you can see, that 010 is much taller and has a longer width. Currently, the 09 here is fully extended. I still need to go through and get it tuned. Now, one thing I will say is the counterpoise wires, they kind of intersect over here. I'm not sure if that'll affect anything. And here in a little bit, once, we get some RF flowing through the system here, I'll try omitting the counterpoise wires and seeing how that affects things. And I'll also change the distance between the two. Currently, they're about 8 feet apart. Might try 16. Though I'll just kind of mess around with it here in a moment and get this one tuned. Alright, I was able to get a pretty good SWR. I managed to get a 1.2 on 14.6. Though there we go. I'll go ahead and switch the coax over to the 010, and since we're fairly low in the band there, I'll try running some FT8 and kind of see what our results are. I may actually take the 009 out of the loop there, just so I can kind of get a control. Though let's get the operating, I guess. All right, let's see if we can get 14074 tuned here. And it looks like it'll let us tune. As you can see, there are two verticals there. The 010 on the left there, that's our active element, and the 009 on the right there, that's going to be our parasitic element. Though let's see how this actually performs. Alright, so I just ran a 25 watt cycle here, and it looks like we're starting to get out towards the west there, maybe down south. Depending on what that looks like here in a moment, I may try changing the position of that 009 there. Alright, so I've let this run about 4 cycles, and it looks like we're getting really good west coast propagation there. I'm gonna go ahead and try bumping our power up to what I typically would run, which is 75 watts, and let's see how it changes. Alright, so we just finished a cycle there, and it looks like we're still getting really good east coast propagation, but it looks like we may be a little open into Europe there. I may actually try to hunt some DX on the DX Commander later. This is what I'm getting so far. Let's go ahead and switch the parasitic element's position. Now, I know I said I was going to switch the position of this 009 here, though I realized I forgot to get a control. So let's go ahead, run a few runs, probably on 25 watts, and just like we did, take it back up to 75 watts there. Though, let's operate some more and then switch positions. Alright, so I've ran probably 3 cycles on 25 watts here. And as you can see, we're still getting out towards the east coast, though we just don't have as many spots there. So I do suspect we were getting, some gain there from that parasitic element. Though still, let's go ahead, bump it up to 75 watts, and see what our progress is, or at least see what our graph looks like. So I've ran about 4 cycles at 75 watts there, and as you can see, we're still getting pretty good west coast propagation, though we don't have as many spots into Europe there. Though let's go ahead and switch that element and see what progress we make. Alright, so I've just been here running FT8 at 20 watts, and as you can see we have about 53 spots total. Still pretty good west coast propagation. Now I'm almost wondering if maybe, I have the verticals too far apart, or maybe not far apart enough. I'll experiment with it. So it looks like we're still, getting pretty decent results. I may try to switch over to single sideband voice and just see how our, results differ. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. I still want to experiment with this concept in the future, because once I get the system tuned, I say I'll be able to, hopefully see some improvement there. Though, thanks for watching, and 73.